Alrighty. We should be good to go. Be sure to, folks, I should probably wait to say this until someone's actually here, but be sure to let me know if the sound from the game is at the wrong level. Everything's been thrown off since I got, since I had to reinstall OBS. Okay. Sorry, I'm just fiddling with something on the secondary screen here, because as the title implies, our goal now is to 100% the game, and in order to do that, we're gonna need to make some recipes and get some badges. And part of that will be following a guide. But I want to finally 100% this game. Okay, good. My desk is at the correct height. So I did look into, as well, the couple of hidden bosses that were added to the DLC. And that's one of the things that's going to be considered, because we are here in Glitzville. And what I found out is that the hidden boss here is dependent on allowing a certain amount of in-game time and a certain amount of real time to pass. And I think we've done the real time at this point, since it's only like half an hour, but we probably haven't done the in-game time. So we're going to start by just taking a second, looking through our journal, and figuring out which things we don't have. Specifically, I'm pretty curious about the badge list, especially since we're only missing 2. So one of these is pretty obvious. It's going to be... So we've got P up, D down, and its partner equivalent. We've got P down, D up, but we don't have its partner equivalent. So that's going to be one of them. I can already tell that's the case. It's somewhere in Boggly Woods. Is it in the chest in Flurry's house? Because I don't know if I ever went there. I think that might be one of the locations I never visited. Okay, so there's that one, and then the one right after Refund. I have no idea what this is, because Refund doesn't have a partner equivalent. Money is from the Pianta Parlor. So I should be able to do that pretty easily. And we have 2,900 coins. So we'll start by trying to knock those things out, as well as one other little thing. I've already managed to forget that you actually have to press A to go through pipes in this version instead of just holding down. Which, I'll admit, holding down was occasionally a tad finicky, but, like, in my opinion, it was generally better. Okay, so it takes 450. I'm just curious how much we have to spend to get that. Yeah, I think we're just gonna buy our way there. Because the thing is, we're going to wind up going through the Pit of 100 Trials again, so we'll probably do a mini game for the last one, but I'm pretty confident we can afford to buy our way to 443. In fact, you know what? We are just going to buy our way all the way there. And we're going to do it in increments of 50, because part of what we're going to be handling today is the recipes. And we're going to wind up buying a lot of cake mix from this place. So in the end, this is just going to be a weirdly complicated shop. In fact, we will probably unload most of our coins into this place before doing the pit. But luckily, this, at the very least, is going to be very straightforward. And there is something else we're going to check on the way home, on the way back to Boggly Woods. See, I'm reasonably confident that I was pretty dang thorough in tattling things throughout the game, but there is always a chance that I missed something, and there's actually a way to get those things. See, apparently, if you miss anything that is a one-time chance or a limited chance to tattle, you can actually find it in Frankly's trash. Okay, so we haven't missed anything that we can't do, that we still can't do. I know that there are the 2 boss fights that we've never done. And then, well, beyond that, we're gonna have to check a guide. But for right now, let's just head to Boggly Woods. And we'll do it the long way, because that'll give us a chance to use Miss Mouse in order to sniff out anything we're missing. Oh, and we need to... Wait, no, we visited the moon towards the end of our previous run of streaming things. Hang on, is it? Yes, it's this. It's kind of tricky to juke the piranha plants. We won't bother checking in front of the great tree. One, because I don't think it's there, and two... Oh, there's something. Hang on. And remember, we are still doing a pacifist challenge. Wondering if it's like an invisible block somewhere along here. Hey, there it is. We are also going to go to Flurry's house, though, because I just want to make sure that we did, in fact, get the thing from her room. Oh, and yeah, I guess that mail. You've obtained every single badge. As proof of your efforts, we've sent you a special reward, the badge trophy. Jeez, menuing is slow in this game. Oh, welcome to the stream, Lastborn and B. Thank you for the hydrate, last one. And for those who are wondering, no, I haven't beaten Consort Radon yet. So that is an ongoing challenge in Elden Ring. Admittedly, I haven't had much time. I spent some time trying it on Sunday, but didn't make it there. I'm starting to get a slightly better idea of how to approach it, and I have been working on refining my strategy for the fight, but that's about it. This will be slightly faster for getting back to Rogueport. Have... Oh, you know what? While we're in the neighborhood, we're going to get an egg. Oh, huh. There's new dialogue in the post-game. To be honest, I never played much of the post-game. In fact, I would say that I played just about none. Just because I'm really not a big post-game player. Like, I'll play through the main game of plenty of games several times over. I can't tell you how many times I've beaten Paper Mario, for example, but I've never been... I'm usually not that determined to 100% a game, even if it's a game that I really enjoy. Okay, so we've got all the badges. We don't need to worry about any more of those. Oh, interesting. Hey, this is the email that we needed. Hello, Mario. This is Mush, Jolene's younger brother and the first champion of the Glitz Pit. Remember me? Thanks for helping me out recently. Still not sure what happened, but I do know that if you and my big sis hadn't saved me, well, I get chills just thinking about it. Anyway, I was wondering if you heard about my big comeback. I've been pushing all my limits with the most punishing training regimen of my entire career. So I'm finally feeling and seeing the results, so it's time for Prince Mush to make a grand return to the ring. I want you to witness the fruits of my labor, Mario. I asked Sis for my help, and she's arranged an exhibition match just for the two of us. New champ versus original champ. If you accept my challenge, I'll be waiting for you in the Glitz Pit. I've prepared for a Prince Mush performance like you've never seen before. I'm actually not sure that you have seen me battle before, so just believe me when I say I was good. Don't leave me waiting, Great Gonzalez, from Prince Mush. Alright, well, that's one of the things that we needed. Also, it's going to be faster to head back this way. Yeah, this hub room is a lot more useful than the alternatives in the original game. We will need to think about... You know what, actually? Hang on, we're gonna do something real quick. We're going to do one of the things that I know we need to do. Okay, give me the hot dog. And I want to check if there's something particular in storage for me. Give me the Ultra Shroom as well, and the dried bouquet. Oh, I already had a hot sauce. Well, apparently I only needed to buy one for what I'm thinking of, but... Okay, we're going to go and cook up a few of the recipes that I know I don't have yet. And that'll not only fill in some recipe slots, but it'll also just give me some items in case I find myself needing them for when we're fighting Prince Mush. So there's one of these recipe recipes that I'm not sure I remember correctly, so we are going to try cooking that one up first. Again, not totally certain I'm remembering this right, but I believe I looked this up. Okay. We'll load the save. This is why we made the save. I thought I remembered doing that, but apparently I did not. I'm gonna do a quick check. Okay, hang on, we might have something here. Do we have a Koopa leaf in storage? Oh, I'll take that. Need my gradual syrup, and we don't have a Koopa leaf. Okay, this will be a bit of a chain, but we've got the time. That's the thing with some of this. Some things in this setup are just going to be chains of recipes. Oh, you know what else I should have looked up? Hang on. Yeah, okay. I think I'm just going to put the dried bouquet away for now, because there are a couple of recipes that it could go into, and I don't know which I want to do. We are going to try to save most of our recipe making for the end. Let's store away our egg too. shroom. Okay. Let's grab a mushroom real quick. Okay, first recipe is one that I think literally everyone tried to make in the original game, and I'm still kind of baffled as to why it wasn't a thing, because the game totally teases it. Hot sauce plus hot dog. We got the hottest dog. It charges you and replenishes 7 HP and FP. Next, I guess we'll do mushroom and jam and jelly. Jam and... oh, a jelly shroom. Leaf and gradual syrup. I'm really curious what the routing is for the recipe portion of the 100% run in this game. I really should look up 100%. Anyway, hot sauce and fresh juice. Inky sauce. And let's cook up an ultra shroom just by itself. Oh, welcome to the stream, Rafkin. And just like that, we've got the first 2 rows filled in. Plenty that we don't have filled in, so we'll keep working on that, but we'll do so after. I do just want to check... There's at least one recipe that calls for the inky sauce. And... that's the only one that's kind of difficult to get, so we'll toss that in storage and then go do our Prince Mush fight. Might pull a couple of things out of storage. There's not really anything that I desperately want from storage, honestly. The thing is, you can do this fight pretty much any time after finishing Chapter 3, from what I understand, so we're probably pretty over-leveled for it. Considering Chapter 3 was 5 chapters ago. Okay, so it probably has to be entered through the exhibition match screen. So the requirements for this, I believe, are becoming champion a second time after Chapter 3, which we've done, as you can pretty obviously see, since we have access to the room. And then having a half an hour pass both in-game and in real life. So you can't... And weirdly enough, the real life requirement is definitely the harder one, because you can just manipulate the clock on the Switch to convince it that more time has passed. Hang on, I kind of want to check what my badge setup is. I haven't actually looked at it. Quick change, 3 power plus peas, 2 flower saver peas. Pity flower we probably don't need. You know, I probably don't need those double dips either. Surely I can get away with at least dropping double dip for Mario. And let's find something simple for 1 badge point. Okay. Hang on a sec. Sorry, that wall looked suspicious, and I always could have missed something. Making his triumphant return to the Glitz Pit, the Great Gonzalez. Oh, I also think one of the requirements is having to complete Jolene's Trouble. So yeah. Standing opposite the newest champion is the first ever fighter to bear the title. Back in action and better than ever, ready for a royal return to the ring, give it up for Prince Mush. Hey, there's the guy. See, everyone wanted this to be a fight in the original, so I am really glad that they made one. This'll be the first fight we've done that I've just never seen. Gotta be Gonzalez. Let's give this match everything we've got. You know what? I'm going to try to avoid using Clock Out to just shut him down for the entire fight, because I kind of want to see his moveset. Strange matchup? Why? 96 HP, 6 attack, 6 defense. Holy crap. Okay, this might not be as easy as I thought. Yeah, he's still a powerhouse. He's known for being a clean fighter, so he'll come at me straight without relying on dirty tricks. Switches between battle styles, keep an eye on his stance. When he changes it up, we'll have to think fast and come up with a good attack method. If you're not sure how to come out on top, try to rely on super cards. Heard he's not a fan of cake. What's the story there? Some cake-based trauma in his past? If you manage to beat this guy, you'll become the true unrivaled champion. So luckily, I have 3 defense myself, if I'm defending. Alright, let's get going with some high damage. Okay, so he dodges. What? He did damage to my FP. Okay, so... I wonder if it's specifically how he dodges that changes, because if so, I think the right person here is Coops using Power Shell. Okay. So no, he just is guaranteed to dodge there. Alright, we kinda have to shut him down then. If we can, he's probably pretty resistant to this. He might even be immune. No, he is immune. Okay. If that's how he's playing it, then we need... Actually, come to think of it, we're probably leading the right person. I'll sneak in a sweet treat here. That should hopefully bring our resources back up. I'm not so worried about the HP that he's done, but I tried to stop. He's hit our FP a couple of times, and that's not great. Still, he's got crazy defenses, so I'm just going to try for some defense-piercing stuff. I don't know how to hit him when he does that. Alright, time to play hardball. Really? He's immune to explosions. How am I supposed to damage him? Of course, he has a move like that. Oh, for goodness sake. Okay, this is honestly proving to be pretty frickin' stupid. He's probably going to dodge. Look, this fight is actually kind of bullcrap, I'm not gonna lie. The fact that he can just dodge anything we throw at him is pretty absurd. Like, it would be fine, except he's got more than double our health. What are we supposed to be doing to him? Like, he's just immune to all of our damaging options. Okay, I'm pretty sure we're just dead now. Like, even if we block... Yeah, that was an impossible thing, because he has... He apparently has adaptive AI. So yeah, with that in mind, we're gonna start the fight over. Now that we know he is just straight up going to cheat the entire time. So yeah, in one of his stances, he can dodge everything that we can do to him, meaning it's impossible to hit him. Alright, if you want to play that game... Guess what? More than one can play that game. Okay. Few things we're going to do. Drop both double dips. We'll keep Pity Flower around, I think. Crank up defense. Is there anything for 4 FP that we want? No. I was considering removing Pity Flower, but... Oh, wait. Just remembered there was a different thing that I wanted to include in the build. See, he's going crazy with the charging. Like Mario and Turg. Good choice. Everyone likes Turg. Turg is just really likable. Alright. Unfortunately, we have to sit through the cutscene again because I didn't wait for the fight to end naturally. I just exited out because otherwise I was going to have to take the time to let him kill me. Could have taken 2 whole turns, or I would have had to run away, and even then I would have been out of life shroom. I don't really feel like going back and getting a bunch of new life shrooms. Especially since I'm probably going to want a bunch of them for our second attempt at the Pit of 100 Trials. We're going to use a power that I have actually not used this entire run. And I've really never used this one despite it being the best Mario ability, or the best star power in the game. Just because... What the heck? It reset my thing at one point. It forced it to the center, which is dumb. But yeah, we buffed our attack and defense. Now I want to see if he consistently goes for that crap where he... Yeah, okay, so if I go out of sight, he just automatically chooses not to attack. Yeah, so his abilities are just broken. This is such bullcrap. Yeah, just there. It recentered my cursor when I was going in cardinal directions. And he's just dodging everything. How am I supposed to deal damage to this idiot? That's 4 damage over the course of 3 turns. He's done 20 to me. And he's in the stance where he's just going to dodge, so... I think this is going to be a power lift spam battle. What the heck? That is not the direction that I went. I'm doing this with the D-pad now, since this thing seems to have... Since this thing seems to have an annoying preference towards just not... Okay, he's in the correct stance now, I believe, so... There we go, that was only like 5 turns. I think this is just the strat. I think I just charge for a while. And wait for him to be in the correct stance. Okay, the bingo is definitely helpful, and it brings back the audience members we lost. I wish I had an extra charge, because I think if I did... Also, I should probably switch off of Goombella, because a single hit attack would most likely do more damage. I'm fighting through 6 defense here. Like, even with her insanely high damage. Okay. This would be a lot easier if I was using Mario, because I would just slap on the defense piercing badge. The thing is, we're getting through, it's just very slow. Booze sheet and Goombella, you go ahead and appeal. It's usually... I probably should have swapped the order with that. Yeah, so Booze sheet does seem to be the only reliable method of dealing with this. This is stupid, but I think Miss Mouse might unironically be the best choice for this, simply because her attack pierces defense. Okay. Now, the trouble is, we are going to have to Sweet Feast soon. Because Mario isn't looking 100%. I suppose I could just item. Except I can't really justify not going for the power lift here. Because she's about to attack. Ow! He was in the wrong stance to be dodging. Does it depend on what party member he is? Really? That's only 10 HP? No wonder she's considered the worst party member. I need to get up to Sweet Feast range fast, and double appeals is about the only way I know I can do it. I need to let her take a hit if at all possible. Okay, we need a good Sweet Feast here, otherwise we're gonna wind up falling back on items. Really. Well, at least I don't have to worry about accidentally hitting the poison shrooms anymore. Okay, that was pretty good. See, that's decent damage. What? He got to move twice that turn. Also, he took no damage there, and I'm really confused. Yeah, this fight is really frickin' busted. Like, what am I supposed to be doing here? What is the process that's supposed to be working? Like, the only thing that I can... that I feel like might be worth trying here is Vivian, and... oh, crap. Yeah. No, don't compliment him. He's literally cheating. I'm just wondering, like, am I just not getting through his defenses, or what? I guess I'll try swapping to Coops and then charging a few times. Except, yeah, he gets 3 moves. This is so thoroughly unfair. Yeah, you want to cheat? I can cheat too. Yeah, he's just immune to damage. Sure, why not? What am I supposed to be doing here? I literally don't know. I don't know what it expects me to do to damage him when he's immune to all my damage. Yes, I could Google it, but I'd prefer if the game just wasn't feeding me absolute bullcrap. Yes, I wanted him to be a cool fight, And yes, I wanted him to be a challenging fight, but I'm also kind of fond of the fights in the game being fair, which is usually something that's not a problem. Like, the fights are definitely difficult, but gonna go and do something real quick, since it's the only strategy that seems to work. We're going all in on charge. Is this not where I get the charge badge? Hang on, I know it's possible to get more of them. Okay, so apparently charge is limited to 1. Like, you can get them from hidden drops, but... Okay. I didn't mean to exit that. Thing is, this would work, but it would require Mario to not be pacifist. And I'm not really sure I'm willing to do that. There's just nothing. The only thing I can think that might work... Okay. Hang on. First things first, I'm going to go ahead and cook up the rest of my Ultra Shrooms, because Shroom Steak is a really good item for this. that's the thing. I'm used to these fights being... Like, I'm totally okay with them making the fight difficult. I'm not a big fan of the fight being unfair. And he can just kind of infinitely block me. Is there anything else I should cook up? I'm gonna go ahead and deposit a couple of items. Okay. There are two main things that I want to add, and one of them requires that I ride the XS Express. So you know those rappel capes that I picked up? Yeah, I'm getting rid of those for more booze sheets, and I believe the Express is where I get those. Hang on, I gotta sell my rappel capes first. Okay, hopefully that's enough. So, first off, we're going to grab 5 power punches in here. So that'll give me a quick way of boosting my allies' attack power without them having to charge every time. One thing that we're going to do is we're going to test out some stuff. So I'm going to take a couple of L's. So we gotta... just gonna head in there, test a couple of things, and run away. Oh, I meant to swap to Goombella, but I guess it doesn't really matter. I have quick change equipped, but yeah. And part of the reason that we're going to run and just take the L instead of quitting out is I'm sick of watching this cutscene. So yeah, I'll accept the L. I'm going to test if he's just immune to clock out or resistant, which means I'm going to need to try that a few different times, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to look at the other statuses that I have available among my party. Okay, that was one test. So we've tried it twice and he's been untouched. She doesn't have anything else that I want to test. He doesn't have anything that I want to test. I'm going to hold off on testing Gale Force. Let's try Mini again. I really don't like how they made most bosses immune to status effects in this game, in this version. I think it's just a poor choice. I messed up the timing on that one, so... yeah, he is just immune to all of it. Okay. Let's run away from an unwinnable battle. Yeah, it just started with the bar fully charged. Like, I don't know if that's a Glitz Pit thing, or if it's just... You're so full of crap, Jolene. Your brother's been juicing. So now that we've taken care of that, we'll be able to skip the cutscene at the start of the fight, which is important. Okay, so we gotta test some stuff. And first of all, yeah, so her slap should pierce defense. Okay. So I'm not sure what the deal is really with the different stances. Yeah, I'll show Totoro, who is on June 4th areas. There's the round little nugget. Come on, Totoro, give us some luck in this battle. I'm not sure if the stance he's in determines which attacks he dodges. Or what? I'm really just going for the attack buffs at this point. Like, I can do most of what I need to by guarding, but... So side to side... He seems to not be dodging the melee attacks. I think that's the tell. I think he dodges jumping attacks when he's jumping, or when he's doing side to side, and I think he dodges melee when he's jumping. But they really could have found a better way to broadcast that, and they should have. I shouldn't have been skipping over some of the buffs. I was trying to go for lots of attack buffs, but I need the defense buffs too. +4 attack, +3 defense. That's really good. Yeah, so, how am I supposed to damage him here? Like, I'm not even joking. It feels impossible. Okay, we're going to swap out and just store her boosts. Hopefully that still works like in the last game. And no, he's... Surely he is still immune to explosions. Ah. I feel like the only way to actually make him damageable in this phase might be super guards, which is a dumb thing. It's a poor game design choice. Joke's on you, I had no FP left. So yeah, I am just trying every single move against this guy to see if he is capable of being damaged here. And he definitely isn't. And now he's going to duplicate again. So yeah, since Bobbery is completely useless, I'm probably just going to sacrifice him here. To get off that booze sheet. Like, our audience has dropped to 80 in the course of this fight. Is there anyone who needs the HP more? Does not look like it. Of course. Well, that was a garbage sweet feast because they decided to snipe us with the thing. I tried to super guard with him. It was not likely to work. Hang on. I have one idea. Yeah, okay, that just somehow didn't work. Like, I'm pretty sure the only way to make him damageable in Phase 2 is to super guard him at this point. That's the only thing that seems like it might be possible, and that is a stupid mechanic. That is poor design. However, what it boils down to is that I need to go into Phase 2 with relatively high health. I think I'm going to drop Charge because I have an idea of what might be better than Charge. Oh, I really thought that I already had Super Appeal on for some reason. That got Super Appeal for both of my party members. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna drop it for the partner. Well, I could, but I don't think I will, actually. I was thinking about it. You know what? I want Double Dip equipped. Question is, do I want it on Mario or... Oh, hang on. The partner, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the partner. The challenge is, if this doesn't work, then our best bet is probably going to be just charging to the point where we can one-shot him from, like, above half health. Thank you for the hydrate, last one. This is such a stupid fight. And I'm pretty sure it's going to give, like, 1 star point as well. Because it's technically an optional boss. Speaking of stuff that they could have and should have changed in the remake, they should have made the insanely difficult optional bosses worth a reasonable amount of star points. So he's going side to side. Which means this should be an okay turn to have Miss Mao's attack. I think I maxed out the attack buff. I think the maximum you can get is +4 and +4. I think I maxed out the attack buff early. I want to see if items can damage him in phase 1. Okay, they can. That's not good. Oh, I thought I hit that one. +3/+3, that's usable. Oh, thank you. I would have preferred something for HP, but I'll take the honey syrup. Wow, a whole 1 extra damage. I forgot which stance he was in. Double dip into honey syrup. And then, since he's still somehow in phase 1, but he's doing all the dodging, go for a shooting star. Okay, if he tries a punch attack, then I'm going to try and super guard with my party member. Sure, why not? The one-hit combo. Need to keep appealing. I need to try and get as much star power as I can. Alright, we'll bring out Coots for a quick power shell. To make sure there's only one of him. Then we'll swap Bobbery back in. I probably should have made that a stylish power shell. I tried to super guard, but it's not exactly easy. Oh, yeah, go ahead and give me that. Oh, I just realized she still has power lift going, so I probably didn't need to do this. Oh, thank you. That's very helpful. And in case it wasn't obvious, the reason that I'm putting Bobbery up front is that he's incapable of damaging Prince Mush, so he's the perfect guy to sacrifice in my attempts to get a successful super guard. There are a couple others. Miss Mouse with her defense piercing is really the only one who's going to be contributing meaningfully. Oh, I didn't mean to just shell toss. Trouble is, the longer this goes on, the worse my audience gets. Trying to super guard. Not going to be able to do anything with him, so I gotta switch to Vivian. How's that not a super guard? This fight is so stupid. And half the time he's just targeting Mario, who I'm making intangible because it's the only way to keep him alive. Of course. Again, don't cheer him on. He's a cheater. Like, he's literally cheating. He's just immune to damage until I hit an attack within 1/10 of a second. Thank you, that item will be useful. He's not cool. He had the potential to be cool, but then they ruined him with his fight design. Jeez. Finally. Of course that happened. Well, guess what? Well, I think we just lost the fight by losing her. So I can't give her an item. Sweet Treat won't help her. And none of our other allies can do the damage needed to in a single turn after the Super Guard. Like, I can try. And I guess maybe Pete could? Okay, we're going to double appeal. Mario is safe because he's invisible and I can afford to lose Flurry. But if we successfully get a Super Guard on him... He loves targeting Mario with the supercharged attack. Hang on. Okay, we're going to swap to Pete. Double dip. Power punch on Pete. And Boo Sheet on Mario. Then we're going to swap back to Flurry. And appeal. You know, I can keep this up for a while. The thing is, I'm starting to think that his AI might be hard-coded to go for Mario at this low health. Because he's just not targeting my partner. He's just spamming the same move. Thank you. Which means we might be stuck because I can't let Mario super guard him. That wasn't so much for Koops, because he's still going to die to a single hit if I don't successfully super guard. Okay, let's try it again. The fact that it takes so long to get there is just an added annoyance. Okay, side to side, that's a good start. Kind of went hard on the offenses there at the end. I wish there was a badge that buffed stylish moves. Oh, thank you. Please throw it at Mario. Why is that just the easiest action command there is? And the timing on that stylish is so easy too. Like, what the heck? Oh, I should have stylished there. I was busy checking when that hydrate came in. Thank you for the hydrate, Lastborn. I do blame it on you. And I don't know why you would expect me not to. When it's so obviously your fault. His 4 defense is pretty good. Well, if it's any consolation, Lastborn, he probably will. Just based on past experiences. Really? Double appeal, since he's giving us the opportunity. +4 +3, that's pretty much ideal. Yeah, he's just spamming that one. Hoping I can bait him into attacking my partner. There we go. Okay. Fix my posture. Didn't work. Those are some bad patterns. Like, we're limited by how many booze sheets we have, is the thing. If he just spams attacking Mario while I've got the booze sheets up, then I can't do anything, because I'm not allowed to guard counter with Mario, because this is a pacifist run. And meanwhile, he chips away at the most important resource we've got, the audience. I've only got 4 of these left, and these perfect... Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. Well, we're about to waste a... We were about to waste the life shroom. This is a stupid fight. Like, this is just poorly designed. There are only two resources that matter in this fight at this point. Our booze sheets and our audience size. And I don't want to go and buy more boo sheets because, well, they are on the XS Express. Shut up, you rotten mushroom. Thank you, Luigi. You realize that Luigi is one of the audience members that has a chance to just throw a rock at Mario? Yeah, which audience member is throwing something determines the pool of items it can choose from to throw. And Luigi has a chance to throw a rock at his brother. Gotta love how there's no way to block the 2 FP. Oh, thank you for the jam and jelly. +3 is fine. And that'll get us a chance at bingo. I missed it. No surprise there. We didn't really need the FP, but we could have used the audience buff. Could juice her up this turn. You know what? I will. I don't know when exactly he shifts into Phase 2 as part of the trouble. Okay, somehow despite hitting that poison mushroom, I managed to get +3/+3. Unfortunately, Mush is going to target Mario here because of the move he's chosen. Yes, okay. This is the good move because this gives him a chance to target our partner in the lead. Okay, we got the super guard. That's one. I tried to hit the stylish there. I was trying to get more defense boosts, but I messed up a couple of times in there. Okay, we got another super guard. Oh, I should have swapped partners there. Yes! The final super guard. It should be anyway. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Oh well. It shouldn't be an issue, because if I put this power-up punch on her, she should be able to finish it this turn. There. I think the stylishes are genuinely hard. Oh wow, we got 5 whole star points for that bullcrap. I think the stylish is harder to hit when she's supersized. Alright. We are running short on time. I know I started the stream a little late today, so I'm not surprised that we're finishing late. I kind of planned that I would. I don't know what she said about Prince Mush. I guess we'll go and talk to him. But first we're gonna heal up. You know what, Miss Maz, you can stick around. You should not be proud. You were cheating. Prince Mush's belt. Fight is so stupid. There is a chance that I will, there's a chance that I'll go ahead and look up the details for the remaining boss fight, since it's at the bottom of the Pit of 100 Trials. And if we mess it up, we have to do 50 floors at least over again. Like, Mover is there to jump us past the first 50, but the last 50 take more than half the time. Like, the last 50 take about 75% of the time that it takes to clear the pit. So, with that in mind, we're going to take a second and do something else to prep for that. We are going to go ahead and do the thing that it takes to unlock that fight. How many items am I currently carrying? 17. Okay, I gotta drop some of these. Put away the life shroom. And the mushroom steaks. Okay, I've got 8 room now. Now to set up the boss fight. Because you see, if we come over here, we meet a cameo character from the previous game. Wacka. Anyway, I wonder what we should do with something named Wacka. Perhaps... Wacka him. Might as well get all the variations. I only have 2 party members that can do first strikes. Which means I've only got 2 party members that can potentially get a bump. He seems far less bothered by it than he was in the original. Both the original Paper Mario and the original Thousand Year Door version. He was very upset when you know, assaulted him. I mean, it's understandable, don't get me wrong, but, like, he was a lot more upset than he was now. Yeah, so it looks like with Mario, he just says direct hit. Doesn't matter if it's a jump or a hammer. So we'll stick with hammer because I'm pretty sure it's faster. I should probably whack him from in front as well. Tiny time save, but... Oh, dang it. This item pushes me out of the way. I also kind of stopped counting. We have to do this 8 times, because there's a maximum of 8 Whack-As bumps that you can get before he just leaves. However, I'm pretty sure he gives text when he leaves, so it doesn't really matter if we keep track. I think maybe one more. Whack is definitely, like, a pretty great character. Whack-a-woo. Okay, that should be it. If we go back in and come back out, I don't believe he'll appear again. Truthfully, when I was dreaming up an idea for a Paper Mario sequel, I thought it would be fun to have Wacka be a party member. Yeah, there we go. Alright, we have harvested the bumps. And those will be one of our main supplies going into the pit. Okay, let's see. Put away the power-up punches. And the jam and jelly. And we'll withdraw a few things, because I want the life shrooms. Is there anything else that we want? You know, we've got 6 booze sheets. I think we'll drop that down to 5. So we can fit in 1 more shooting star. And that should have us prepped and ready for the pit. However, I think we might need to wander around a bit before it spawns. We're supposed to get an email telling us that there's a strange creature in the Pit of 100 Trials. And I don't know if that's a time-based thing or what. You know what? Before we wrap up, let's check the tattle log and see what I'm missing. Tattle log TTYD remake number 10. Oh, you're kidding me. I have to do... Okay, you'll find this kind of funny. Oh wow, it goes on for a while before I have anything else. You're kidding me. There are exactly 2 things that I need to tattle, and I want to show you what one of them is. Because this is kind of funny and kind of absurd, especially since I still don't know why they added this guy. We need to go and talk to this dude. We have to talk to the old battle master. Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns, that whole deal. Because these are tattleable enemies. It's a goon board. It's a Goomba drawn on the board. On a board. It's unclear what its max HP is. No attack or defense. This thing is sturdy. It won't break no matter how hard you hit it, so don't hold anything back. That is one of the 2 tattle entries that we didn't have. Why is that a thing? I can't tell if I'm probably just salty about that Prince Mush fight. But yeah, the remaining one is the surprise boss fight in the pit. So, we've got one thing left on the tattle log. We've got all the badges. We've got a lot of recipes that still need to be done. A lot of stuff that takes... I imagine this will take eggs. This will all take pasta. It's a lot of recipes. We're only at 33 out of 58. So that's going to take a while to fill in. Also, can we talk about how it's weird that currency in this game has Mario's face on it? Like, he's not the president or anything, he is just a plumber. Filled in the art gallery. We have the entire sound gallery. Okay, I'm not going to clear all of these. That's not worth the trouble. We'll leave that red dot there. So all that's left is one entry in the tattle log and the remaining recipes. And one more thing that I don't have to do, but that I want to do. Which we will save for the start next time, because I'm pretty sure we have to kill some in-game time anyway. Oh, we might need another edition of Super Luigi, maybe? I don't know. But we need to talk to this guy and hear all of his stories, because they're fun. It's the backstory of the game. We'll probably do that at the start next time. Listen to that, read through the different volumes of Super Luigi, all that jazz. Just to fill in everything and to take the in-game time that we need to before the boss spawns. Anyway, I think that's where we're gonna leave it. I'm going to safety save because I don't trust myself. Oh, sorry again for the late start. But we will be back tomorrow pick up from here and hopefully finally 100% the game. In all honesty, there's probably going to be a lot of running around and scrambling to get the ingredients we need, and I might try and look ahead a little bit. But in the meantime, appreciate y'all. Hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time. Later, folks. Bye 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 bye.